Wonder something's telling me not to go tonight. Alright folks. Pinecusicrest Neighborhood Watch. This is going to be November the 3rd. Is it not? Let me double check that. We like to be accurate. Wednesday, November the 3rd, but it's about to be November the 4th in a matter of minutes. So we'll be calling this the 11-4 edition. Let's see, what am I looking for? Oh yeah. We moved our car back into the garage. Just for the time being. I'm still working on my daughter's car. Don't get me wrong. For those of y'all that want to keep up with that, I'll probably be talking about that mostly on the Murder Tacoma channel, because I'll be reviewing products I get for her car. And ready? Oh, let me secure my lucky pennies. Okay, that's that. Get all our, double check all of our cameras here, make sure we're rolling wide open here, because I don't want to underestimate to you guys how important documenting what you do is, not just because you want to be able to have a YouTube channel, but the reason this is so important is because you want to be able to prove you did or didn't do something. Because you know, you start out, you're driving down the road, some guy's riding your ass. So you grab your video camera, you stick it up in the back window, and he's got a radio because he's driving a wrecker or a dump truck or whatever, and the next thing you know, you call in, or worse, the police are behind you. And this guy's told the police you're pointing something at him, and you think it could be a gun. You're not sure. That's how people inadvertently use the police to do their dirty work. He knows damn well I wasn't pointing a gun at him, and that's never happened to me. But it has happened to gun owners all across the good old U.S. of A. And you know, sometimes police officers are in too much of a hurry to make an arrest. These are police officers that are responding. They're not investigators. Nobody says anything, and a lot of times. Occasionally you get a good smart officer, but most of the time, nobody even stops and says, well, what color was the gun? Was it big? Was it small? Was it a semi-automatic? Was it an automatic? Because nobody really cares. Because you're just another number on his arrest for the month. And that is where we get this huge divide between the cops and the citizens. Guys, you've got to remember, the same people you're policing are your friends and your neighbors. Don't police them. Get them some help if they need some help. We all know somebody that needs some help. I do my best to help out my friends the best I can. Do you? And no, I don't mean, here, let me take you down to the county jail and get you detoxed. Nobody wants that kind of help, my friend. That hurts. That's like me saying, hey, let me hold this fire to your feet until eventually it'll quit hurting, because all your nerves will be seared and burned. No, seriously, dude, that's exactly what it's like. It hurts, and it's traumatic. Some people do handle it better than others. And then some people were in pain already. Some of us were in pain before this ever even hit. And what I do for my pain is none of nobody's damn business. Early 2000s, when I said somebody help me for pain, they said, oh yeah, come on in, take 3 of these a day. When I went back and I said, you know, they worked for a while, but now they ain't working, they said, well shit, take 6. Okay, went back a couple of months later, guys, it's starting to, hell, take 9. I realized something then. See, I already knew what OxyContin was, because I had already been on Percocet. I realized it was just a pure form of the Percocet. Now here I am, and they're just stringing me along. And I'm already up to taking enough Percocet. If people knew, doctors and nurses would say that he's taking enough Percocet to kill an elephant. If they were individual Percocets, I mean, we're talking 20, 30 Percocets a dose. So I got away from it, tried to, ended up on methadone for quite a while, got in a little trouble, and then I eventually managed to kick it. Almost 28 days I didn't sleep a wink, and that's just the physical withdrawal. It took me another 30 days to get to where I could sleep at night normal. It took me a year to come out of my room, and to this day I'm affected by it. I have pain now. I have legitimate pain, and now I go into a doctor and they say, can you pass a drug test? I say, hell no. What do you think? I'm scraping and scripting and doing what I can to get by for the last 15 years. Well, I'm sorry, if you're not clean, we can't give you anything. So, in other words, they only want people that aren't addicted already. They want to make sure they're getting the people who are who haven't been touched by this disease yet. But if you've got legitimate pain, fuck you. They want me to told me I had to go to treatment. They want me to spend 90 days, 3 months of my life without taking anything for pain. And I've got a large acetabular defect in my left hip, and I've got I've got 2 discs in my back that are almost completely gone, and 2 others that are in pretty bad shape. Can't work anymore. I mean, I can in spurts, but I can't lift heavy things repetitively. And I have days I just can't get out of bed with my back. You can't keep a job like that for very long. I filed for a disability. This will be my 3rd time, this one coming up. So yeah, I'm trying, folks. And I know a lot of you will ask about what I'm doing for pain, and the answer to that is absolutely nothing. I take a lot, and I mean a lot, of ibuprofen. And yes, it hurts my stomach, but at this particular moment, it hurts my stomach less than my hip and my back. So, you know, we do what we gotta do. So that's my story. That's why I'm out here doing this. Well, not entirely. We'll get into that on another episode. But I'm also a survivor of violent crime. I survived a home invasion. But we'll go into that another time. I'm out here because I can't sleep at night because I'm in pain pretty often. So, yeah. Don't think I'm out here trying to chase down any criminals. I would consider giving some chase as long as it was safe. If I could try to get a tag number or something, if I saw somebody, you know, doing something to one of you guys' houses, I would definitely try to get all the information I could. But guys, even if I wanted to, I couldn't get out here and chase somebody down. But more importantly, I can't. I'm not empowered with that. I've actually studied what I can and can't do, and I may sound like that raving lone idiot, but I at least do try and research. I make mistakes just like everybody else, but I try to err on the side of caution at least. Again, the firearm, that's because I'm a Second Amendment guy. It is not because I'm out here on neighborhood watch. Trust me, if you've seen any of my other videos, it is either attached to my body or laying right beside me every time you see me, and that is a safety thing. If I have my gun on me or with me, it cannot fall into the wrong hands. Occasionally I have a granddaughter in my house. Occasionally even my teenage daughter's there. Or even my grown daughter, who I haven't had the opportunity to properly train yet. So, plus my mother, she's not trained with firearms. So, if my gun is with me, it can't be used for an accident or fall into the wrong hands. You see what I'm saying? And that's why we should allow citizens to carry firearms where they feel safe carrying them, whether it be open or not. We leave that up to the person carrying the firearm. I mean, after all, who the hell am I to even tell another gun owner how to use his weapon? Some of us don't hold them the same, but we all do these basic things. If you've seen any of my safety shorts, which is time for another one, I'll try to get you one out soon, folks. If you try and you pay attention and you do these things every single time, then at least other gun owners do recognize you as a safety person. And that is so important today. Let me squeeze this in while we're talking. You never, ever, ever take your firearm out in public. I mean, not unless you're going to use it to stop a crime. Because, let me tell you, nothing pees another safety guy off more than to see a couple of guys out in the parking lot. God knows if they're drunk or anything like that, and one guy say to the other, "Hey, let me see that pistol," and the other guy say, "Yeah, sure." I mean, I don't know if it's a law, but let me tell you guys, it is a golden rule. If you're not in your home, do not remove your pistol from its holster or carrying place under any circumstances. Maybe the doctor's office, if you're lucky enough to find one that'll allow you to carry. That's why I never go to the doctor. If you're going to strip me of my right to protect myself, geez Louise, don't you think you at least ought to have some type of security measures in place? Maybe a metal detector, I think, is something they've looked at, or even some type of security guard. Maybe we could just have one person who sits in an office with a gun behind a locked door all day. That'd be fine with me. Any type of protection. But we live in a world where just anybody can walk in anywhere and start shooting. And you're not going to pass enough laws to stop that from happening. Because those are called criminals. And they don't care what the law says. A law only affects the law-abiding citizen, friends. Let's be smart about going forward with what we need to do, can we? Guys, it looks like we're about to wrap up another version of Pinecusicrest Neighborhood Watch. I hope everybody's home, safe in bed. And I don't know if it's because y'all are watching or not, but I do appreciate the neighbors that have been turning lights on or accidentally leaving them on or whatever. It sure does make it easier to see. I mean, I've got some decent lights on the truck that fan out pretty well, but, you know, it's just impossible to see up there unless you guys help me out a little bit. The no trespassing signs merely are a libelous thing. I do want to say If you could come on my property, you come here at your own risk. There's a few rabbit holes out there in the yard. Be careful. I advise you stick to the pavement. If you come to my house, you are on video camera. I could be wrong, but I do not believe there is like maybe even a square foot of property that you are going to hide on. I mean, granted, you might get behind something and hide, but I will have a recording of you going there. So yeah, let's just try to keep it friendly up here, guys. Thank you. Y'all have a good evening. Come go with us now, you hear?